Hello, my fellow YouTubers and subscribers, and welcome to my latest movie review, where today I review The Penguin Lessons, directed by Peter Cattaneo, starring Steve Coogan, Jonathon Pryce. Funny enough, this movie is like quite a lot of films based on a true story, and there is archive footage in this film to prove that. Penguin Lessons. I didn't really have much intention of seeing this film, but somebody I know wanted to go and see it, and then I went to see it with her. A disillusioned Englishman who goes to work in a school in a divided Argentina in 1976 finds his life transformed when he rescues an orphan penguin from the beach. So, The Penguin Lessons. The trailer looked fine, and to be honest, the movie is fine. Yeah, this isn't a great movie or a perfect film, but it's a fun time. It's cute. It's definitely got its heart in the right place. But I don't think it's a masterclass in filmmaking, nor is it a piece of shit. I think it's a good time for what it is. I think the story is well done, and I like the emotional message behind the story and how this teacher called Tom, played by Steve Coogan, is essentially kind of depressed. He's going through his life. Little do we know the reason why until quite, midway through the movie. But he's just in a very bad place, and he's not really enjoying his life. He's doing his job. He's just kind of going through the motions, and he's trying to impress somebody that he wants to sleep with. And then they rescue this penguin, and he gets attached to the penguin. It's a very cute story, and I think that there's a lot of heart and a lot of charm, and you believe the relationship, and I like the change in his character as the story progresses. And the location is beautiful. Setting it in Argentina is great, and just the cinematography really lends itself to that, so I really liked that. Performances are really good. You've got Steve Coogan, who is the lead. He's always been kind of a good actor, Steve Coogan. I think he's quite underrated. He's known a lot for comedic roles, but it's quite nice to see him play something a bit more dramatic, a bit more serious. He does have a couple of dry lines with his humor, but generally speaking, he is quite serious. And I love those moments when he does start to bond with the penguin, and then he starts bringing the penguin to his class and engages his students, and then ultimately changes the whole vibe of the school. I mean, that was obviously the story, is that the penguin brings so much joy to everybody's life. Jonathon Pryce is, it's not in it much, but he is the headmaster of the school, and it's nice to see him in a film again. Not seen Jonathon Pryce for quite some time. Vivian El Jabba as Maria. Forgive me if I pronounced the name wrong, but Sophia, I think, who are grandmother and granddaughter in the story. They're nice characters. They have their own sort of subplot in this film, which involves Sophia being kidnapped by some people. I did find that was a bit tacked on. I didn't really understand why they had to include that. It did sort of drag the film out a bit, and I felt like it was a tangent that we didn't really need, even though they do resolve that tangent. It just felt like it was from another film. It didn't feel like it was part of this charming story. Alfonsina Carrocio, I hope I pronounced that, as Sophia. She does give a good performance, and it's very cute to see how they bond with the penguin. I also think the music score for this is really good. I like the score. It's very upbeat, it's very charming, and whoever trained the penguin did a very good job. It's very cute to watch on screen, and I think a lot of people will like this film. Don't be misled into thinking that it's a kids film, because it's not. There's actually quite a bit of swearing and adult jokes in here, so it's not actually intended for the faint-hearted. So perhaps there are some tonal issues here, like the humor is aimed more for adults, but yet the charm of this film does feel a bit more child-friendly, with the way the penguin and Tom sort of bond, and the way the music feeds into that. It does feel potentially like there is some tonal whiplash going on, which could affect your enjoyment of the film. I think the film's decent enough, so it sort of gets away with it, but I do think it's a little unclear as to who is this film for. I think that's the big thing for me. Also, I would have to say that the pace of the film is too slow in places. It does drag quite a bit, and like I said, the film does go on some tangents when Tom meets Sophia and Maria, and we get that whole story about their family, and then the kidnappings. Like, it's just a little unnecessary, and I think perhaps the film is only 112 minutes, but it does feel too long. I think maybe if you kept this at 90 minutes, it would have been a bit tighter. I did find myself getting a little bit bored, but by God, does this movie have heart. It is very heartfelt. It's quite emotional. It does have its, happy and sad moments, and I think that the penguin will obviously sell the film. There's no doubt about that. And obviously the location of the film will sell as well. So it's a visually striking film in a certain sense. For what this film is, it's quite nice that they've set it in such an exotic location. I guess they had to because of the penguin. So it's great to look at. It's fun, it's charming. It's got some problems. It's a very mixed bag. I think it's a decent movie. I think it's a decent, fun movie. I don't know if I'd watch it again. I don't know if I'd buy it, but I had a good time watching it. And I think most people will probably take what they will from it. And there's a very nice message to enjoy. There's just some tonal conflicts here and there, but aside that, it's enjoyable. I also think that the kids in the film aren't particularly great. The kid actors aren't the best. I know they're meant to be school kids, but I did feel at times the kids were underacting when they were in those scenes where they were bullying one of the other kids. It did feel very underplayed. I would have personally directed them to be a little bit more rowdy with each other. I think they could have just been a bit more disruptive than they were, until they finally then did focus because of the penguin. So whatever sort of nitpicks and flaws I may have, to rate this film, I am going to give it 7 out of 10. I think it's decent. Not perfect, not great, but it's fun and it's a good time. It's charming. If you wanted to rent it for one evening, you'd have a good time. So that's my review of The Penguin Lessons. What do you think of this film? Please comment down below. Let me know. Please hit the like and subscribe button. And until next time, I'm Pajak's Perspective. See ya. Bye for now.